Hey! Oh my goodness, we got James in the house, Jeff, Kirk. I'm right on time, man. Talking about some TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. What you doing over there? Oh, you know what? Just for you, Kirk, I'm writing down cornbread. All right, so there are 4 of you guys here in the live stream, on the live stream. So first and foremost, say what's up down in the comments so I can make sure that I know you're here. Therefore, Miguel, how you doing? Get the pasa. It is 9 o'clock. Jeff, what's going on with you? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long night. A long night. All right, so let's see what's going on here with everybody. Oh man, brisket burrito. All right, so we got brisket tacos, BURRI, TOS burritos. All right. Hey Jack, how you doing? Miguel, you know it's crazy. I watched someone, Tommy F here, who's from Connecticut, flew out to Oregon to pick up a car. And you guys got some crazy, 6-8 inches of snow. And some pass they were supposed to be going over, it was closed. So they ended up having to drive like up towards Portland and then back around. They were headed to Utah, I think. Benji, how you doing? Smash that like from the door. Yeah, smash that like button or the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. So there are 14 of you guys on the live stream, and if you missed it earlier, on the community page, and I'm going to try to communicate with you guys on the community page of my channel, there is a question I posed to you. Basically, I was looking for some ideas, because the whole thing is I want you guys to be included in what I'm doing on the channel or in some of the cooks and other things like that. So I would love to get some ideas from you guys on things you would like to see, or you know, like a different method of preparing something, just to keep it interesting for you guys. I mean, because I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm just kind of moving my laptop around and such. I do the same beef, chicken, pork, beef, chicken, pork, lamb, beef, chicken, pork, lamb, salmon. I mean, I do those same pieces, same cuts for the most part. You know, stuff on the grill is a little different than smoking stuff, so that's why I asked you guys, what would you like to see me cook, smoke, and then grill? Some things like that. So Miguel said he's got over a foot of snow in Vide, California. Kevin Williams, how you doing this evening? Hennessy Lewis, how are you doing? Hey, yo! I'm not trying to be too loud. Al, what's going on with you? We got Southeast Texas in the house. Kirk, you know what's funny? I looked at some Cornish hens tonight. I did. I was like, how can I do that? Gustavus, Bonner, Georgia. Hey, James, tuning in from Afghanistan. Thank you, sir. That is awesome, man. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Definitely. Let's see. That is awesome that you're here. Oh, well, thank you. Gus, can I call you Gus? All right, Benji says peach cobbler. Problem though with making peach cobbler is I have to eat it. Thank you, Gus. I appreciate that. Uncle Mike, got Smith, Dale, Mississippi. Is that Mississippi or Missouri? can't remember. I don't have Chuck. How you doing? Let's see. We got deer meat. I'm going to put that in parentheses. Because I know better. Deer is so very lean that you really don't want to grill it, because cooking something hot and fat, like you kind of need to stew deer meat, from what I understand, because it's so lean. Yeah. Luke Calamadas, how you doing? All right. Kirk says he just saw them on sale at Wally World. Gonna go play with them this weekend. Gonna do them just like you did the turkey. All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. Word caution: the cornish hens are way smaller, so if you're gonna be doing any sort of brine, you definitely want to cut your brine time in half. Your cook time is probably going to be way shorter than you think it's going to be too. So be careful with that. That's it. Houston is in the house. Donald, how you doing this evening? When am I coming to Memphis? I don't travel that much. When I do travel, it's usually up and back or rather spontaneous. I talked about this in a previous live stream. The time off that I have is not very much. Actually, my company, love my company. For those of us who have been there for over 10 years, we actually lost like a week of vacation time. Crazy. My old company merged with this other company, and now we're part of the other company. And the time off numbers, the accrual numbers are not what they were. And I lost some time off. So I don't have as much time off that I used to, like I used to. Big Reggie Reg, what's going on, man? How's everything in the equestrian world? Jay, how you doing this evening? What you cooking tonight, man? This ribs over some sprayed grape juice and vinegar. Oh, one time cooked with some grape juice and vinegar. Grape juice. All right, that sounds interesting. We got aim 'em and claim 'em. What? I feel like a celebrity. Hold up. You got Chuck in the house. We got Alton in the house. We got aim 'em and claim 'em. Hey, man. Boom. What's good? So, you guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. All right, so let me just run down a list so far on things that you guys have suggested. So again, I posted I posted in the community tab asking for some suggestions. I really want to incorporate some of your guys' ideas in some of my future cooks, just because I want to make sure you guys are included. And you know what time it is? Time for me to wipe the lens off. Every week, same thing. Do you have any ABT videos? No. There's a lot out there. I have not done one because my family is rather sensitive to hot, so heat. So like I grew some jalapenos this year, and I just use them for other things. I'm pretty much the only one who really likes hot food, so I don't do a whole lot of hot food cooks for that specific reason. Slow cooking. All right, well, Miguel, go. Making some quick and easy stir fry. Trying to keep learning editing. That is what's up, Jay. Jay, just stick with it. My videos and Alton, thanks, Alton. Seeing his videos and his edits made me want to do something different. And then in the beginning of this year, pretty much, I was trying to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. And in learning how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, I used some of the editing things from Premiere Pro, and I put them into the editing software that I use and that I know. And so I've kind of like pivoted a little bit. I won't say shifted, but I pivoted. All right, definitely gonna try that. Yep. Try new stuff. Like what, Gus? I mean, I've cooked a lot. All right, I'm chilling, man. How you doing? Aim 'em and claim 'em. That's what's up, man. I feel like a celebrity. We got big time barbecue channels up in this piece. Uh, yeah, everybody's saying what's up to everybody. Uh, no, it's not that I shot you down. So Chuck suggested I cook canned ham. The problem is my family we don't eat canned ham. It's not that I shot you down. If I'm going to cook something, I need to cook something that we're going to consume because I don't want to cook something just to cook it to throw it away. So hopefully that makes sense. Not that I shot you down. It's just that's not something that we would eat. So Kevin, how you doing? East Coast Tony, how are you? Frog legs are not as easily found in my neck of the woods. So I would love to. You guys, so it's hard because some of you guys, where some of you guys are, like a lot of you guys talk to me. Like I remember years ago, folks were like, man, you should do some tri-tip. I can't find tri-tip. I don't know where tri-tip is. Now I'm starting to find tri-tip here and there, but it's so expensive. I can only find it at one restaurant depot in the area, and I have to buy a 10-pound pack of it. And it's like $6 or $7 per pound. It's not necessarily in my budget easily. So it's one of those things where I kind of have to really, really, really have a good day or a good cook or something like that, a good catering event in order for me to get something like that. Oh, dude, I told you, man, when I saw your videos, I was like, yo, I need to do something like, I like that. Like that little thing right there. I can do that. And I need to do that. So it was like, let me just switch up some things. Rich, how you doing this evening, man? Rich. Pepper fruit, barbecue, ribs, hot links, party wings, Chex Mix. So, smoked Chex Mix. I've seen a couple people do that from time to time. Beef finger rib video going up tomorrow. All right, that's what's up. Tomorrow's video. What's tomorrow's video? Tomorrow's video is, I think, the pasta and pulled pork. Quester J, how you doing, man? I'm coming here just saying hi, man. I need a status report. How you feeling? Uncle Mike says, what's my favorite thing to smoke? What got me smoking, what got me doing barbecue was brisket. But to be completely honest with you, salmon and lamb, like quickly favorites because they don't take as long to cook. And that's just, yeah. Quester J, I know some of you guys or someone said about somebody on the West Coast suggested shark as well before. I don't know where I can find it around here. Gus, man, just do it. You know what? I watched the video the other day, and this guy was talking about how people come up to him, and he's got a pretty successful YouTube channel, and he said, you know, people come up to him all the time and tell him that they can't cook. And he asked, you know, well, what happened? He said, you know, the person said they tried to cook something one time and then they failed and they just stopped cooking. He said, well, it's not that you can't cook, you gave up on cooking. So when you do your brisket, and this is one of those things, I highly recommend you do something other than brisket to prep you for doing brisket. You want to practice, and any of you guys who've been around for a long time, chicken. Get your chicken right. Get your process right. Get your ability to use your smoker down pat. And then you move up to a harder meat, ribs. And you progress to brisket. Brisket is going to be that upper echelon. You got to practice some more, and then practice some more. Give me a second. Devin, how you doing? Chuck, man, I don't want you to feel bad, man. I appreciate the suggestion. But that's not something that we'll eat. I mean, I don't eat pork. You guys know that. So me doing a can of ham, and I can tell you, my wife does not like processed meat. So like processed lunch meat and things like that, it's just not something that. So like the bologna, I want to try a beef bologna because I'm really eager to try it. I've done it in the past, but you guys have never seen that video. Those videos have never seen the light of day because it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. I mean, there's plenty of videos I start and don't ever finish. Tyler, I am good. I want to make sure I talk to you. Beef cheeks. Cachete. Beef cheeks. Smoked barbacoa. So smoked barbacoa is gonna be like pulled beef. Just rubbing in. Joey Vasquez, how you doing? Spanky, we got Spanky's barbecue up in the house. Hey. Thanks, Al. Appreciate that. You know, thanks for the invite. Hold on. Let's take a moment. I see Dr. Ramirez is in the building. Today is her birthday. Can we wish her a happy birthday, please? Feliz cumpleaños and a happy birthday. Okay, so cutting board smokers. Here we go. He says your smokers are big enough. You should do whole hog similar to Rodney Scott. First, whole hogs are expensive. Second, there's not that much call for whole hog in Baltimore. In South Carolina, where he is, there are people who want whole hog. There's not that much call for it up here. I actually was contacted by someone who's related to Rodney Scott over the summer, and he basically moved up into this area. I guess he's in the military, and he asked me, like, he called me up, and we had a long conversation about, you know, like the culture of barbecue up in this area, and whole hog is just not something that is really prevalent. Sean, how you doing? Benji's, what's up? Bacon video, bacon. I have been seeing a proliferation of bacon lately. Oxtails. You're not the only one. I actually have a good customer who's asked me about oxtails, and I just haven't gotten around to it. All right, Quester J, man, that's awesome. Let me catch up on the comments. Yep. I've done lengua. I've done lengua. It's good. So Benji, the reason why I don't really suggest pork shoulder in order to like get you to understand, get you to learn how to cook on your smoker is because it's so forgiving. Chicken is not, but chicken is less expensive than a brisket is. So chicken can be a good barometer or a good, you know, place to level set your cooking and your ability and your processes. Let's put it that way. Yes, Jeff, but once it takes you a while to get to that point. Devin, I have oxtails down. So elk, no. Moose, no. Deer, I actually have some deer in the freezer. I just really don't know what to do with it. First practice here. So full tutorial of yours. Trim, rub, smoke, except. You're right, Kirk. Just not gonna be able to do it. I know it's been years you've been asking me, but not gonna be able to do it. Not gonna be able to do it. B-O-L-O-G-N-A. Yep, bologna. Pastrami from start to finish. I failed at pastrami. And I put the video up still. Yeah, definitely. Jeff says, always things to learn, but you still mostly turn out good. All right, so Kirk, I'm not from Baltimore. I live in Baltimore. We talked about this. I am from Philadelphia. I live in Baltimore. I don't want to do pit beef because pit beef to me is not pit beef to me is not barbecue. And I've said this, and that whoever that guy was that commented talking about pit beef, I said pit beef isn't barbecue, it's grilling. And then he came at me because I've been doing a lot of grilling lately because of the fact that it's like I'm in a slow period and I was using the grill that my wife bought me. So I'm just not the biggest fan of pit beef. I will go and I will buy it from someone, but cooking it myself, it's just, I'd rather go buy it. That's just me. Again, I think that's just the difference between me not being from this area and kind of not inheriting but kind of like, just it grew on me. Let's put it that way. Yes, happy birthday. Jay, man, who you telling? I have 3 kids. Tyler said, oh, look, let's put down smoked nuts. Though, Tyler, I have to be careful about that, though, because the last thing I want to do is introduce any sort of, like, nuts or legumes into my smoker and then cook something else, and then the oils or the essence of that be residual in the smoker, and then me get someone else sick because I cooked a nut, someone that has a nut allergy. So that's something you have to think about. All right, so everybody's got the active birthday. No, Jay, don't worry about it. You do you, man. So, Doc, again, congratulations on another trip around the sun. Whole hog pig roast is very popular in Wisconsin. Yeah, but so Tyler, my problem with a whole hog, again, in this area, people aren't going to pay. They're not cheap, point blank. They don't want to pay for the effort it's going to take in order to cook a whole hog. All of that time it goes into it. It's not conducive, at least at the moment. Last time I looked into it, just like you said, whole hog was more of an event specular, more of a roasted product rather than smoked, but good either way. I don't know. That's more of an event thing. This is not smoking, but I like to grill quail. No, I have not grilled quail. I don't even know where I can find it. Preston, hey, yo, how you doing? Had to watch a Fortnite video. Oh, man, I know all about that. Spanky, I've smoked cheese in the past. I'm going to put it down. I did a smoked cheese video probably a year, maybe 2 years ago. And I did a video when I first got the Big Green Egg. I did a video cooking burgers, and I used some of the smoked cheese that I did. So yeah, smoked cheese is definitely great. Smoked veggies. I thought about it. That is another thing that has crossed my mind. The problem is what vegetables, because when I have smoked, like I've tried to smoke potatoes in the past, and potatoes are probably one of the only things that I have smoked that has actually taken on any sort of smoked flavor. Homemade sausage. I would need more equipment for that. I don't have any sort of sausage making equipment. Venison, I'm going to write it down. I have talked about it. I just don't have, I don't know. The venison I have, I'm not sure. All right, sausage, veggies, beef jerky. My wife actually found a recipe for some jerky. Dan, how you doing? Dan the man. Dan, do I know you, Dan? Is that Dan? Dan? I know you? Do we work together, Dan? I don't know. I do a griddle. Okay. So I don't really, and again, this is my Philadelphian showing. I don't really like to do cheesesteaks at home, because I know I know better. Let's put it that way. Like, I will never buy a cheesesteak outside of Philadelphia. And you realize, you hear, I'm not calling it a Philly cheesesteak. I won't do that because I know that my cheesesteak is not up to the same level as a cheesesteak I would get back home. So that's not something I do. Now, have I done it? Yes, in a pinch. I even started a video where I was doing them did I do them on the grill or on Sammy? I can't remember. But that video turned like sideways fast, and I ended up just scrapping that one. Another one that I didn't do. Meatloaf. I have smoked meatloaf. Thanks. Dogfather, that's funny. Don, how you doing? Dexter, oh my goodness, man, where you been? All right, so Kyle Green, I do have cheese, and I have done cheese. I guess, yeah, smoked nuts. Smoke these. Now, okay, so I'm a little behind. I'm like 5 minutes behind. I apologize. Don, how you doing? Boudin. I gotta look that one up. I know I've heard that term, but just don't know exactly what it is. Thanks, Dad. Jack, I appreciate this. No, I'm looking for not necessarily a product to make profitable. I have my products to make profitable. I mean, aside from the things that I do, I've pretty much covered and cooked and have cooked and will cook a lot of the things that I can sell. This was just more of an interaction type thing, like, hey, have you ever wanted to learn how to cook this? And then maybe I can figure out how to do it. I'll get it done and I'll cook it for you. Something quail. All right. Come on, man. Seriously. I can't take messages right now. I'm in the middle of a live stream. I apologize. More messages are coming through. Can't take those. All right. I gotta go to Restaurant Depot. Yo, oh my gosh, Tyler. How many times have I told you about Restaurant Depot? I praise Restaurant Depot because it's so easy. I can walk in there and I can get almost anything depending on where I go. So Joey, I have brisket tacos down, and maybe, all right, so we're almost at 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'll talk about everything that I have on my list so far. Nuts and egg when it cools down. Okay. Cold smoked salmon. I don't really like I will do lox. I've had lox. I just prefer to hot smoke it. I've done Juicy Lucy's. Comrade. So I did Juicy Lucy's in the via Sous Vide. And again, that's another video like I might have started, or at least I got it done, and it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, so it never came to fruition as far as making it to the channel. But maybe I will start incorporating a lot more or some more of these sous vide videos. Smoke grill, other fish, flounder, mullet, etc. To me, like, there's only two things for me that I would do with it, or three. I'll smoke it, I'll fry it, and I'll bake it. Salmon to me is like really the only fish that I can really stand being smoked. Almost everything else has to be baked or fried. That's just my personal opinion. Smoked mushrooms, stuff them with what you want. You're right. I've grilled mushrooms. I smoked some mushrooms too, kind of. And again, I didn't find any appreciable difference or any appreciable smoke. They're not going to take on the flavor that you would think. Like, you could blast them with some smoke and they're not going to taste like anything smoked. They're still going to taste like mushrooms. So, but that's just me. Walmart has square, at least down here. Caramelized real nice. Yes, please, Doc. I am accepting recipes. Showing that smoked beer, that's a waste of beer, man. I don't even do beer can chicken for that reason. Green Tree, Hughes Asian Market, Mossy. All right. Well, I've had quail eggs and it wasn't my thing. Shine. So technically, smoked shine is just gonna be whiskey like aged in a barrel, in an oak barrel. Most of the time, when they put clear in a like a barrel, they burn it, and that's how you get that smoke flavor in a, excuse me, aged oak cask, I guess it might be. I've done mac and cheese multiple times actually. Smoked maple syrup. Oh, cut onion in half and smoke it and then eat or add to something. Huh. I've seen folks add onions to charcoal. I just didn't see the value add in that, but I mean, maybe. So Rich says those pulled pork Dorito nachos look pretty fire. The kids thoroughly enjoyed them. Mars says, have you ever smoked burgers? Thinking of trying it. Saw a guy on YouTube do it and it looked amazing. So, smoked burgers to me turn out more like meatloaf. And I can be completely honest with you guys. I am not a big meatloaf fan, but I've smoked meatloaf, and the smoked meatloaf just really tastes like burgers. So I'm with it. I have like the video. I talked to you guys recently about the video where I had a helicopter flying overhead. In that video, I was actually smoking meatloaf for dinner, which is crazy. Now that you guys have talked about meatloaf. Boudin. Oh, yeah, not Boudin, but Boudin. Kirk, I have a video I talked about some eggs. I tried to smoke some eggs and they did not turn out. Pork belly burnt ends. Yeah. Belly. I've done pork belly, but I've never done pork belly burnt ends. Just cause. I did do duck. Duck is not the easiest thing to smoke. So let's put duck. I did duck, and we don't get I don't get much goose around in this area. But duck was a little difficult because of the way that you have to cook it. I have round sliced thin as a smoked roast beef. All right, Brian. I have round as more like a stew meat to me. I'll write some E of round. All right, I'll put that down. K Swiss says, I don't care what you smoke, I just want to see. Smoke water to make ice cubes for liquor, especially bourbon. All right. Kirk says he's got a killer smoked rockfish recipe. Oysters. Oysters, I haven't smoked. Come on, phone, focus. I haven't smoked oysters, but I have indeed grilled oysters. And like my wife found a recipe, and you shuck them. And then there was like some scallions and some butter and garlic. Yo, they were phenomenal. I had a box of like 100 oysters from Restaurant Depot for like $25, and yo, we were so oystered out, it was crazy. Kirk, if you want to shoot that my way, you know the math. Smoked catfish. All right, I never smoked catfish before. I smoke salt all the time, Kyle. The problem though with smoking salt to me is you have to be careful with what you're smoking it with. So like if I'm using it in cooking something else, and let's say it's somebody who doesn't eat meat, like a vegetarian type thing, you have to be careful because if you cook it with meat, that person might be upset about that. So just a heads up. Smoke Shine. Yep, Smoke Shine is whiskey. Smokehouse Barbecue. How you doing? Some buckboard bacon. Where did I put bacon? I have bacon down here. I had my piece of paper is focus. All right, I know it's backwards, but I am definitely writing down your suggestions. Hold on, let's flip the page. Let's get a whole new page. What's buckboard bacon? I'll bite. Board bacon. I don't know what that is. I'm not deep frying ribs. I will write it down though. I've seen a couple people, and I've had actually some of my friends ask me about it. Shoot some geese. I don't know, Kirk, man. I might have to come visit you on that one. I'll make a video out of you cooking them. Brian. I have round sliced roast beef. Interesting. Garlic. I've seen, and I've smoked salt a few times. What's flacken beef ribs? What is that? I only like doing plate beef ribs. Armando, how you doing? What's going on? So smoked chili to me would just be like ground beef or like a meatloaf that I would chop up or not cube up, but like break up to put in a chili. Oyster smoke until open and butter, bacon bits, barbecue. All right, booyah! I can hear you saying booyah too. Mr. Jimenez says happy birthday to Dr. Ramirez. What about desserts? Just smoked a peach cobbler this weekend. Smoking barrel. I've done, as far as desserts, I grilled some peaches not too long ago. I don't really do too many desserts. Just cause I am a diabetic. And I try not to do as much sweets. Let's put it that way. Just because I'm not supposed to. Give me 1 second, guys. I have somebody that commented on my page, and Facebook will ding you if you don't answer people fast enough. So let me try and reply to this message. Give me 1 moment. If I can find it. I can do it from my phone, but obviously my phone is kind of tied up. Get messages. Come on. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 moment. I appreciate your patience here. So difficult. And then so here we go, inbox. I've already been here before, no need to welcome. 8 hours beginning day of the week. All right. So one of the things I despise about Facebook, and those of you guys who have business pages, it displays on the page how fast you reply to people. And then they will basically promote or not promote your page depending on how fast you reply to people. So that really bothers me because it's just a big money-making thing. So, I mean, most people want you to have a Facebook page. I'm not the biggest fan of Facebook. So that's just me. Bacon. All right. All right. And grilled oysters, compound butter. Yep. It was a compound butter I made as well. It was like compound. It had shallots in it, and I don't think it was dill. It was another seasoning, spice in it. Yo, but it was awesome. Flanking ribs or cross-cut ribs, okay. South Texas skirt steak. I have not done a skirt steak in a while. Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Next, please. Weather. Independent. So, somebody wants some lamb this weekend. All right. Chuck eye. No. What do you want to see done with the chuck eye? So, Kirk, I've seen folks smoke garlic before. Just, I don't use that much garlic in order to do it. But I'm sure, I'd imagine that I could like smoke a bunch of it and then put it like in jars or something to use like as a spread. Gumbo. Nope. Hi, Tiffany. This is Tiffany. Alright. Beef ribs always impress the crowd with the big blade, especially Restaurant Depot has big mother size. Those are plate ribs, man. So Quester J, I don't really do gumbo. Again, I don't eat pork, so therefore what is that stuff called? Andouille. I don't do andouille. What 50-50? 4J, how you doing? So no, I haven't done gumbo, Quester J, just for that reason. I kind of stay away from things that are heavy pork products. Larry, how you doing? Smoky barbecue sauce. I stay in my own lane when it comes to barbecue sauce. I rather focus on the meat. Mr. Dallas, how you doing? I smoke prime rib. I just did a prime rib for Christmas. So that was one of the suggestions someone put on the community page. It's like prime rib. You know, prime rib is just a rib roast, right? That's the same thing. Gorgonzola butter. It's great compound butter. Gorgonzola. I'm not that big of a gorgonzola cheese fan. So I know, you know, I have my own particular taste, and you guys have your own particular taste. I don't want to, like, I want to try other things and I want to try new things, but there are a lot of things that I don't like. And I won't say that I don't like. There are a lot of things that I've tried and was like, nah, that's not for me. Again, I don't want to say I don't like it, but there's a lot of things that aren't for me, that aren't my cup of tea. Go let's try it. It's good. All right. Let's see. Post Facebook Messenger. All right. I am drinking. So I made some fresh iced tea, and I have some clear. So we're looking at about this much iced tea, this much clear, and then topped off with iced tea. Definitely. Shrimp and grits. All right. Turkey legs. I haven't done turkey legs in quite a while. Turkey legs is one of those things where I like turkey wings, and actually I was commenting on or to a coworker today. We went to lunch somewhere where they had turkey wings, and I was like, man, I was looking at them like, man, I haven't smoked turkey wings in a while. So funny you mentioned turkey legs because I was just talking about turkey earlier. All right, Conrad. So there is. So Kirk is he's gonna be cooking some of these things too. So Conrad says smoked meatballs or reverse, I guess reverse seared meatballs. Oh man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I am not a big meatball fan either. I think the reason being is most people make meatballs, and when they make meatballs, they put pork in them. And again, I don't eat pork, so I think that is what has me turned off to meatballs. I know there are a lot of beef meatballs out there. It's just sometimes I don't want to take the chance because most people will tell you, "Oh, I put beef and pork in them," and that's just not. Yeah, Lou, you preaching to the choir. Lou says, I would say tri-tip, but it's hard to come by on the East Coast. D Gent LLC. D, what's going on, man? How you been? I feel like it's been a while. Benji says turkey loin. What and or how can I find a turkey loin? Rice and beans or red beans and rice? So you mean rice and peas, huh? That's not something that's in my wheelhouse. Though. Let's see. How about just beans and rice? My daughter likes beans and rice. I like rice, man. I could eat rice with some butter and be good. Always wanted to eat, yes. I just got a barrel. I want to make my own. Uh, um, Hopefully, Larry, it is one that has the bung welded on and not a removable flat lid, because if it has the removable flat lid, that's going to limit your space. I found that the ones that had the flat lids, even though you can take that lid off and like weld in a strip and then put a dome on top, I found they're a little flimsier. They don't hold up, or they're not as say structurally sound, but the top is a little more flimsy than the ones that you actually have to cut the bung off of or out of. So they're not as sturdy to me. That's about it. Dude, I've cooked picanha plenty of times. On Sammy? No, I haven't done turkey legs on Sammy because I didn't have Sammy last time I did turkey legs. But I do have turkey legs down, and I'm gonna put an asterisk next to it because I'll bump that up. Looking for some tri-tip around here for probably 4 years. So Lou, I tell you, if you're anywhere near a restaurant depot, go into a restaurant depot and ask about it. They might have the ability to order some for you. And if you ask enough time, they might be able to order some, like one case. The problem is when they get it, you're going to have to get some. And it comes in a unit. And that unit is going to be like a 10 to a 15 pound pack. But that 10 to 15 pound pack will probably have 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 pieces of tri-tip. And it's going to be like, the last time I got it, I think I got it, it was like $6 or $7 a pound. It was expensive. And it was 10 pounds. So I mean, I spent $40, $50 on the unit that I got, the one bag, but it had 6 tri-tips in it. So yeah. Armando, I've cooked picanha multiple times. In my new intro, me using the flame, that's picanha. Oh my God, Preston, you have no idea. Yep. Armando, it's in the intro. That's how much I love picanha. I do picanha rather frequently. No hoisin, but just rice, butter, and salt, some pepper. Brian, yeah. Yeah, bung. I am the great cornholio. You guys finish that sentence. Where do I get my turkey wings? So there is a market. Actually, I had one of my so some of you guys will remember me talking about the lady that does banana pudding in Baltimore, who helped me out when I was getting started on Instagram. She asked me to do some turkey wings for her one Thanksgiving. And there is a market, it's called Lexington Market, actually, where I took my son when we went and had oysters and the soft shell crab. But there's a poultry market there, and I got some turkey wings from there. Also from like Sam's. I haven't found them at Costco, but a lot of the big box stores, depending on where you are, you can find turkey wings. Miguel, don't rub it in. So Kirk says salsa. Smoke your own peppers and tomatoes. Salsa, smoked salsa. So Kirk, we do grow, and I think I talked about our garden once or twice in a video this year. But we almost always grow tomatoes. We almost always grow not potatoes. We almost always grow, okay, thank you. We almost always grow peppers, zucchini. So yeah. Tell him, Doc. Tell him. Yo, man, y'all preaching to the choir when it comes to picanha, man. I'm already been on picanha. Oh, I had to get some water. Oh man, Jay, we gotta do something about that. Luce's pizza from scratch. I'm gonna write that down specifically. Gosh, from scratch. How specific can you get? All right, so I told you guys that I will start telling you what I have here. So, oh boy. Dry age a porterhouse, then reverse sear it. Yo, the way my budget is set up, man, I can't be buying a whole bunch of meat to just be sitting around. I gotta cook it or find it on sale. And the stuff I find on sale, I don't necessarily want to dry age it. Smoked chili. Someone said smoked chili, and I commented earlier talking about if I was going to smoke a chili, I would more or less smoke like the beef or what was going into the chili. So I've made chili out of brisket that was a little too tough before. Or if I was going to just like smoke a meatloaf and then break it up or crumble it and then put that into a chili. Yes, indeed, Eric. Thank you very much for finishing that sentence. Bread pretzels, just throwing stuff out there. So Lou, I do have a bread machine. I'll investigate that. Smoked watermelon. I've grilled watermelon that ooh, good. All right, Doc, send that one too. Send it. All right. So here's some of the ideas I have so far. So I have brisket tacos, burrito, and beef tongue. Pulled beef, like I have meatloaf, bologna, duck, vegetables, smoked macaroni and cheese. So prime rib, in case you don't know, prime rib is a rib roast. I've cooked plenty of rib roasts on the channel. Pastrami, I failed at. I'm leaning towards just trying to expand my cooking horizon. I want to be a little more well-rounded. Sometimes you cook the same things, and I'm not saying I'm getting bored with it. I just want to be able to say I've done that. That's it. You know, I don't even think it's bragging rights. I just think it's a matter of, if someone says, "Hey, have you ever done this?" Yes, I have. Here's the video. That's what I'm getting at. I want to have a library of different things that I've cooked that I can just, like, let's say I'm trying to cook to have B-roll for everything. All right, just to put this in some terminology, you would yeah, jerk ribs. All right, now that I have some jerk seasoning I got from Restaurant Depot. It is awesome. Italian and make sauce every August for the entire year. What? Lou? Yeah, buddy. Definitely. All right. So Benji, I tell you this, Benji. What's this guy's name? Mad Scientist Barbecue. He just did a video last week, 2 weeks ago, where he smoked like a choice brisket, not brisket, choice beef ribs, prime beef ribs, and then like some sort of crazy Wagyu beef ribs. Go investigate, search that video out where he did these beef ribs, and I want you to come to your own conclusion. I'm not going to give you any spoilers or tell you what was what, but I want you to go and look at that. Smoke the flour for the bread. Huh. That's interesting. Bad Bill. Devin, the problem with goat is goat is rather lean too. And goat is another one of those things that's like, as far as cheesesteaks. Oh, my talent, so, Al, I cook a lot. I just don't video everything that I cook. I cook in my household probably 4 to 5 times a week. And you figure I put out 2 videos a week, and those 2 videos are not necessarily everything that I cook, or when I cook on the grill, or when I cook, period. So I try to keep the things on the channel barbecue related, because I get people who complain when they're not barbecue related. I mean, you guys saw that dude's comment about me grilling stuff. It just irks me. Like, it really bothers me that you can't understand, like, I do other things than just barbecue. Kirk, no. Wow, Lou, that's crazy. Lou, yep. Oh, Robert, you know what's crazy? I have thought about that. My wife saw a video about something, and they called for liquid smoke, and I kind of like glanced at her because we were driving, and she was talking about it. And, okay, Eric, you know what wasn't a good video? That video where his brother, his video didn't. So I have a problem with that. Where did I go? Benji, you're right, but see, the problem I have with who's Trinidadian, and I think the reason why I don't really look into goat is because it's one of those things where I know that I like it when else does it. Just like the cheesesteak, to come full circle. Being that I'm from Philadelphia, I will never try to make cheesesteak and say my cheesesteak that I can make at home is better than a cheesesteak I can buy from my favorite. Like when I made that video about Paganos, I won't do it because I like that too much. Kirk, you got that. I don't know, Doc. I think because it's the fact that it's raw, um, or uncooked. Like, like with salt, when you smoke salt, you're not changing it really. You're just imparting some sort of flavor, and it discolors and everything. Smoke a cocktail. Yes and no. So I've been on a cruise ship where, and this is probably where you're getting this from, Al. I've been on a cruise ship where they take and they'll smoke like, oh man, they smoke some rosemary. There was a bar on the ship that I'm on. It's called the Alchemy Bar, and they light the rosemary and then turn it over in the glass prior to pouring it into fire. All right, Conrad says Playing with Fire and Smoke website has a great tutorial on turning corned beef into pastrami. Man, I'm kind of scorned about pastrami, man. I tried it and I failed. Whole lambs. Yo, I can't do a whole lamb, man. I would love to. I can't afford the means to the end. I just can't, I can't afford to cook a whole lamb just for me and my family to try to eat it. And then I know I could sell it and people would want to buy it, but just because I have enough people that I could advertise to, but that's just not something that's fiscally responsible for me. So when I'm taking these suggestions, you have to keep it under advisement that I still have a family of 5 to feed. All right. Bake some cookies and see what it says. All right. I do not know a commercial kitchen near Elkton. Let's see. I got a text message. Lou, man, I believe you. Definitely. Oh, all right. So what I was saying about Mad Scientist Barbecue, what he did was he did a comparison. He cooked choice beef ribs. He cooked prime beef ribs. And then he cooked Wagyu beef ribs. If you haven't already seen that video, I'd highly recommend you go out to that video and watch it. Someone says, is the difference between a prime brisket and a choice brisket, is it worth it to go get the prime? So I would suggest you go out and look at that video and form your own opinion. I did a prime brisket over the weekend. I didn't notice a discernible difference. Man, I have been exposed to a lot of different things. Lou Calamadas, I know what you're talking about. Pressure cooker helps. If you have one, I do have a pressure cooker. Though the pressure cooker I have is not very big. Appetizers. So I have some, pigs in a blanket that I've done on the Traeger. I did them on the Traeger, and they were amazing because the dough got the smoke flavor, and it was good. It was good. Jeremy, is that Mad Scientist? I know I'm pretty sure he said his name. Curious about my opinion on Jeremy's video because you have my we match. Headed out, hey. Nah. Hey, Doc, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday. No rush. These are things that I'm trying to do. Like, you guys have given me enough suggestions. If I wanted to do 1 or 2 of them a week, I probably could. So, yeah. Zardrell, how are you doing this evening? Still haven't put up any content on YouTube. What's up with that, man? How you going? You can't collab if you don't put stuff up, man. I told you. Buy me a drink. Treat me to dinner. What I say? Well, it's crazy. So Al brings up a very good point. So Al brings up a very good point, and I quote, he says, not all prime is equal. Okay. He's bought choice steak that had more marbling than some prime steaks. It really depends on what you get. I agree, because I believe that the judging, the criteria, the grading is actually what it is. It's subjective. Someone's opinion is what is going to be grading that meat, that cut. So could something that is prime worthy be graded as choice? Yes. Could something that is choice worthy be graded as prime? Yes. Okay. And once it's graded, it doesn't go up or down. It is what it is. So definitely. Gotta do YouTube, man. How you gonna collaborate? How are we gonna work together if collaborations are for YouTube, not for Instagram, to me. So and unless you come into Baltimore from Iowa, so I've looked, yeah. We gonna talk offline now. We gotta figure something out. I like definitely you and I are gonna work together for real. Because I don't know. We'll talk. All right, so let me just recap. So I started talking about this. So prime rib is rib roast, and I've done videos on rib roast. Cornbread, because Kirk made me some cornbread. I have round, I have Cornish hens, peach cobbler, shark, venison, beef cheeks or cachete. We got catfished, smoked nuts, yes, these. All right, we got pastrami, boudin or boudin, cheese, and I've done cheese. All right, so here's something that I thought was interesting from the community post. Food for the kids, like corn dogs, pizza, nuggets. I've done pigs in a blanket with my kids, and that video got like 0 views. Deer meat, sausage, Chex Mix, smoked Chex Mix, bacon, jerky, oxtails, quail, pork belly, burnt ends, buckboard bacon, deep fried ribs, garlic skirt steak, chuck eye. Don't I have chuck eye? No, that's eye round. It's different. Shrimp and grits, turkey legs, beans and rice, salsa, smoked salsa, jerk ribs, liquid smoke, pizza from scratch, okay, bread, pretzels, and goat. So yes, brisket tacos. So I started saying, so brisket tacos, burritos, and beef tongue were all on the same first line. Let's see. I know it's backwards, and there's my horrible chicken scratch. All right, I learned that only 10% of kettles raised to be prime. Yep. Oh, so Conrad, I actually bought some prime brisket over the weekend or last Friday. When I say yeah, for my choice, all right, we're not gonna get into pricing. Anyway, I did get a prime brisket. So Eric, I think I did do a video on the reverse searing a tomahawk. If I didn't, I did one on. Maybe I did the video on Instagram, like as far as the steps on reverse searing a tomahawk, and I actually would prefer to do a tomahawk on our via sous vide because I want to make sure that I don't mess it up. GoPro, use some content here. All right, Tyler, that's what's up. Yes, yeah, tacos. No. Oh, Joey, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Funny, Kirk. So, dog father Alton, maybe you missed it when I said that the problem with doing like jalapenos is I'm the only one that really does spicy in my house. That's why I don't do many jalapenos or jalapenos at all. I'll grow jalapenos and I'll use them throughout the year, or I'll pickle them. But to make kind of nacho jalapenos, but other than cooking with them, I don't do it. No, Eric Bryan, you're right. Uh, Nope, it's not on my list, Chuck. The problem is we just gotta kind of figure out what it is. LABLRATIONS collaborations. I'll put that down. Grill some ghost peppers. Actually, hold on one second. Let me show y'all something. So I'm pretty serious about my garden. I ordered from the Pucker Butt Company some Carolina Reaper peppers. And I have some Carolina Reaper seeds. I've actually eaten one or two of these seeds just to try it out. Sorry. So as far as growing seeds and things like that, I don't have a problem growing it. I'm the only person that does spicy in my household, so it's a little difficult to do some of the hotter things. So like the bacon wrapped jalapenos, one, I feel like bacon's cheating. Two, I'm the only person that eats jalapenos. I beg to differ when I have a 7-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old. They find them spicy. Chuck, see, this is part of the problem. Don't really do chili dogs. That's what I'm saying. We gotta figure something that is something I would cook. The things you cook are things that you particularly care for. That's not something I'm really into, maybe, as far as a coney hot dog. I'll do hot dogs, but when it comes to hot dogs, yo, I'm a plain hot dog type person. Like that's bringing me back to the canned ham. You like canned ham? I don't like canned ham. I don't even eat pork. So that's what I'm saying. We have to find something that we can cook together. Now, if you wanna, I don't know. We'll collaborations aside. Let's, we can come to that bridge when we can cross that bridge when we get there. I don't know. Yep. Comrade, I know better than trying to do a deep dish. Yeah, Kirk, I've seen it. I haven't. Okay, so let's just. So Alton says, funny thing is you're wanting to expand my toolbox, but you want to keep saying I won't eat this or that. Well, how are you gonna grow if you don't make some things that maybe I don't eat? I make a lot of things I don't eat. The problem is if I make something that no one else in my household will eat, then what am I making it for? Just to make the video? I'm not about that. There are certain things, certain videos that I won't do because I'm not chasing views just to chase views. If I'm going to chase views, I want to make sure that whatever it is I'm cooking doesn't get wasted. So yes, I'm asking for suggestions. No, I might not cook everything that is suggested, but I will make a valiant effort to cook the things that I think will work in my household. So unfortunately, I have a limited range of things that I can cook, which is why I'm looking for ideas to try different things. But I know that I have to stay within my wheelhouse. I'm not just going to cook something and cook it. I'm smarter than that, where I'm going to try to cook things that I know will be hits in the house. I'm going to try to cook things that I know that I can accomplish. I have no problem stepping outside of my comfort zone, but I also know that I'm on a limited budget, and I'm not rich. Point blank, I'm not going to cook something that's going to cost me money to not make me any money, because I'm not trying to sell these things to my customers. I'm just trying to put it out there like, hey, here's something that you guys suggested. One of you guys suggested. I'm going to do a video about it. Here it is. And I want to also tie it in so that my kids will try it. There's certain things that I know will work and won't work again in my household. So it's a fine line. I'm sorry, but I'm from New Zealand. Baby lamb is not, because I don't have the capability to get baby lambs in this area. Trust me, I've taken a lot of things to work, and the folks at my workplace sometimes, I'm trying to, how can I put this? I don't want folks to start expecting things. I've been there, I've done that. I don't want that. I don't want them to expect me to bring things in just because I brought this in or I brought that in. I know my audience, and I know I'm dancing here, but there's a lot of things that I don't want to say. Yeah. Oh, and it's not about being boxed in. And see, now here's one of the things too, and only because I've been doing this a little while, I don't mind cooking the same thing over and over and over, because if I cook it the third time, the fourth time, the 15th time, it's going to be someone's first time seeing it. Those folks who have gotten into the videos and don't mind watching me cook the same thing, it's because I might talk about something different alongside of the video. So the preparation of what the preparation of what I'm doing is not necessarily the draw for them. Someone is getting something different from the video. So I'm trying to cater to multiple audiences in the same thing. I don't see, Lou, the reason I don't do competitions and I don't like competition brisket is because that's not, I watched the video, of this guy cooking, right? And this is not barbecue related. And he said, over time, I developed a certain taste that I like. I don't like competition brisket. I don't. And you can fault me or, not like. I don't like competition brisket because that's not the brisket that is going to. If I gave a competition brisket to someone out on the street, they probably would tell me they don't like it. They don't, because that's not what good backyard brisket is. I cook backyard. So my wheelhouse is backyard barbecue. I'm going to stick to what's in my wheelhouse. That's why I don't particularly care for competitions. I know better. Al, that's why like I did that video of me cooking the pulled pork, and I've made 3 or 4 different videos of me doing some things afterwards. That's more or less what I won't say what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some ideas to do some different things with the brisket that I make. So I have some ideas. Brisket tacos. I saw uh um oh man, DC Cooks, right? Um, he did some brisket like enchiladas or something like that, and I made his recipe, and I'm not sure. Like I think I talked about it, but I don't think I did a whole video on making the brisket enchiladas. But I did his brisket enchiladas, and they were excellent. So I'm doing those things, Al, definitely. Um, yeah, definitely. Questa J says pulled pork, chicken, beef pizza. Yep. Yep. Preston, you're absolutely right. Brian, it's not. I'm not trying to tease folks though, because some of the, I won't say problem, but some of the underlying issues can be that where you guys are, different things work than where I am. And I've been at this, I started my business, I officially launched my business in January of 2014. It is 2019. So I've been at this a while, and I can tell you some of the things that I've done that work and some of the things that don't work in this area. And what works in this area: brisket, pulled pork, chopped chicken, ribs, lamb, salmon. It can be boring at times doing the same exact things, but you know what? You can take and you can glean from how I do something to a different meat, or to how you can work it and your customers, or your, if you're doing catering, or if you're just cooking, period. Both. All I'm looking for both, and I apologize. It's it's complicated. And I know I'm a couple minutes behind in the comments, and I apologize. So that's part of the problem. When I start answering questions and the comments, it rolls on. So right now, currently, I'm looking at comments from 10:18 and it's 10:23. So I'm 5 minutes behind in the comments. Uh, So Tyler, the problem is Tyler says that I respect making dynamic content, and also being able to be frugal as well. As long as these lines, along those lines, could you do a planning series on catering events, cooking for parties, etc. um, I try to do different videos, or I try to do videos as far as planning. The problem is, I still am at that awkward stage where not everyone is comfortable with me bringing a camera to a catered event. And then also you have to think about it like this. I'm in a slow period, a slow time, where I'm not necessarily like, I don't have any catered events on the books right now until the next catered event I have is like in March or April. So I don't have anything on the books currently, and that's just the time of year. So I can't really plan or go about trying to show you planning. And then also, and this is another one of those things where there are certain things that I kind of have to keep to myself. I kind of keep to myself because I can't give you guys everything. Um, there's certain things that I had to struggle with, and there's certain things that, how do I put this? Just like, certain things will fly in my area that might not fly in yours. And I don't want to set you up for failure by giving you information that works for me that might not necessarily work for you. So I know it seems like I'm trying to teach you how to fish by not giving you a fish, if that makes sense. So let me try to catch up. Carlos, I don't have the means to make sausage. Uh, I'm trying to do tough Kiwi. I'm trying to do what's right for me and my family. Conference says sushi. That's interesting. All right, buffalo chicken, celery, carrots. Preston, you're absolutely right. No, 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 no. It's not all, and it's. I can't. I don't know how else to say frame it besides it's complicated, man. Like I want to do so much, but I'm limited in the things that I can do. And the problem is, I don't want to say I want to cook this, but I can't cook this. I can't cook this. I can't cook this. I can't cook this. I don't want to hear. I don't want to tell you guys about the can'ts. I'll tell you guys, or I'll ask you guys to tell me what it is you think I should do and what you want me to do, and then I can say, "Oh, I can do this. I can't do that. Here's why." I don't want to put the negative stuff out there first. I'd rather hear you guys' suggestions, and then I can tell you the things that I can do and can't do. See, Rich says some smoked turkey. Problem with turkey is really only turkey is rather seasonal. Brisket egg rolls. What? Problem is with me trying to do egg rolls. Yeah. Yep. See, Rich, how you doing, man? All right, brisket bombs. Oh yeah, buddy, I love empanadas. Empanadas are one of my go-to meals. How did I Christians is how did I first get out there? Um, Christian, I'm gonna try to catch up to some comments because barbecue parfaits. That's interesting. Brisket burrito, we call it on here. Brisket, bacon, mac and cheese, drizzled bacon. All right. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. I was trying to think of something out of the box. Like, I don't know. The one topic that's been on my mind is transporting smokers, but that just didn't seem as interesting as I wanted it to be. So a lot of things I want to try once. Get the house finished and you can smoker. Quester J, man, take care of yourself first. Cooking will come later. Brisket chimichangas. Alright. Chimichanga. I can tell you I'm not that big of a Mexican preparer. But I will definitely give it a try when and or if. Nice, Tyler. That's what's up. Yes, man, Tyler. I can't give you guys everything. This is a cater job. Set up how you lay out your tables. All right, so Fred, a lot of times you'd be surprised. People want me to do the food, and that is it. They don't want me to do the setup. Like I went somewhere, and this lady told me how I was gonna put the food out, and that's not gonna work. This is not. This is like fried chicken that you can just dump on the end of a table. I said, you know, you need to do this and you need to do that, and like, so here's and I will talk about this. So I'm going to put this in a. So let's talk about setup, layout, as far as catering. Setup, layout, flow. Because the problem though is it's a learned skill. And I can try to tell you some of these things, but it just might not convey to me talking to you about it. Sometimes, you know how sometimes you need to see something in order to understand it? The flow is one of those things that you can't, to me, you need to see it. But I will get there. No sponsors. I had Porter and York. They sent me some meat in the past. That was about it. Brian, totally understand. Nice. Well, see, Rich, that's what's up. All right, clear solo cup, layer of beans, layer of meat, potato salad on top of barbecue sauce. Give him a spoon. Wow. Where did I put the parfaits? All right, so let's see. He said beans. Meat. Potato salad. It's interesting. Sauce. That is very interesting. Oh, Al, I'm very appreciated. Carlos says recipes in the UDS. Problem, I've outgrown my ugly drum smoker. That's what Vicky is. So any video you see me using Vicky, you can not assign it to, but you can pretty much, it's a direct equivalent to the ugly drum smoker. The only difference is Vicky, the vertical smoker, has twice the capacity of an ugly drum smoker. This is why I stopped using the ugly drum smokers. I can use the same amount of fuel and cook twice as much food in Vicky. Yep. I'm looking at the cost for a drum that I make right now is about $400. Am I looking for a sponsor? It depends. I don't want to be. If someone wants to sponsor me, it has to be the right fit. I don't want to do something for someone and then it not be equally beneficial. Point blank. That's it. I think that's the easiest way I can explain that. Fred, I can try. Christian, that's what's up, man. Question just says he's hungry again. I'm sorry, man. I've thought about it, Preston, but my roots are still evident, okay? The company is called Steel Drum Smokers for a reason. For a reason, definitely. So, hold on, time out. There are 31 of you guys in this live stream. And I really, I know I say this all the time, but I really do mean it. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me, for your suggestions, for our candid talks, okay? I know some of you guys get it. Some of you guys are here for just, you know, to glean information, but I really do appreciate you guys hanging out. Eric, ¿qué te pasa? No, so my steel drum smokers are made of steel. I see what you did there, though. But really, I know, and I thank you guys every single video. Thank you for watching. I thank you for having subscribed to my channel. I think at this point I am close to 8,200 subscribers. What is it? 81. Nope, 8222. Yo, my goodness, I haven't checked this in a couple hours. All right, so what question mark? So Eric, I can't catch you up because, well, I have 2 pages of suggestions. You, sir, are going to have to do some homework and go back and watch the hour-and-a-half of this video that you missed. But you can suggest some things that you would like to see me cook, or just suggestions on things that I should do with my barbecue. It's difficult. It's kind of complicated. What? What? Question mark? What? That is the ultimate compliment. So, is it he or is it she? Says recently discovered your channel, and what says they are hooked. So impressed with me and my skills. Man, what skills? Like Jack says, he always his food tastes like an ashtray. What skills, man? I'm just a regular guy who figured out how to put some videos on the internet. Be completely honest with you guys, I started putting videos on the internet for my friend to help him cook better. The whole thing was I had the brilliant idea, and true story, when I started putting more and more barbecue videos out there and to do them more consistently, I said to myself, he can't be the only person that has a question about this. And obviously, it's true. So if I feel like I really want to help other folks do better barbecue. Really, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. I really want to help folks do better barbecue. Yep, Preston, my average subscribers just went up from like Saturday or Sunday. It was at 18. It's now up to 20 new subscribers per day. And it is a low period of the year, to be completely honest with you. I'm completely humbled that there are so many of you guys who want to watch what I'm cooking. Like, seriously, like I can't believe it. Like, I'm just a regular guy, man. I'm regular guy, and the fact that you guys value my opinion and the fact that you guys value what I have to say, it really means a lot to me that you hang out with me. And these talks, these live streams are a way for me to really get in touch with you guys, or get to talk to you guys, so that you know that you are appreciated. That's what I do. I do these for you guys. Yeah. Brian, that's what's up. Huh. Kirk, who you telling, man? Who you telling? Lou, man, you know what? I tell you what, the steel drum, the UDS will change the way that you cook if you cook on it properly. Indirect cooking is definitely the way to go. I have not, and I think some of you guys have asked about Priscilla, like what happened with Priscilla. I really lost interest in that thing, just because, like, looking at it, that thing is hacked together, man. It really is. Tyler, that's so funny, man. Hey, you know what? My wife understands too. I won't say we hang out, but I spend some time with my wife before, usually, gosh, lay in bed, talk before I do the live stream, because by the time the live stream is over, she's asleep, and it is getting close to 11. Oh, Christian says he's doing 200 pounds of brisket on the smoker. Any tips that I would like to on brisket? I tell you, every brisket is different, and it depends on how you're going to cook it. I know that across my big smoker, Bessie, I just have to be careful right to left, because the heat comes in on the right side, and you just have to be careful, and yeah, just be careful and pay attention to all of them across the board. Preston's funny. Hey, Wallace, what's good, man? Uh, go ahead. Wallace, shoot. Hey, smoked tri-tip chili. So, Fred, one of the things, and I've mentioned this quite a few times in other videos and other live streams, tri-tip is not readily available to me on the East Coast. The fact that I live in Baltimore, tri-tip, like, if I asked 100 people what tri-tip is, 97 of them would look at me cockeyed. Hmm. Carlos, man, I appreciate that. Eric, that's what's up. Uh, Kirk, that's funny. Miserable Mondays. Hey, there will be a new video that goes up tomorrow. Just hit the nail on the yeah, yep. Sorry, I can't do but one live stream a week, man. I do have a wife, I do have kids, and if only. If I could live stream every single night of the week, I would. But then, yeah, that would mean an unhappy wife. And you guys who are married know unhappy wife means an unhappy life. All right. I probably would only have you guys if I did a live stream. Hey, Al, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Seriously, thank you so very much, sir. We gotta get up. Uh, Yo, you're absolutely right. My indigestion has just gotten worse and worse and worse. I use apple cider vinegar. If you haven't already had some, it's great. Problem tonight, and all right, so I guess it's an hour 42 minutes in. Those of you guys who are gonna be here are gonna be here. I did a video with some Beyond Meat sausage. They kind of suck. That was a video for today. And oh, I was gonna take you guys and show them to you, but I put them away already. So my dinner consisted of peanut butter and crackers. I knew I had to eat something before I started drinking, so that was it. So hold on, time out. Mm. Hmm. Mm. It's all right, Kirk. Um, Steel sharpens steel, and he's got good intentions. He and I have talked offline and outside of here, so don't you know? It's nothing personal. I think he was just trying to get to understand what exactly I was looking for. Lou, some people know, some people don't. Dude, I'm telling you, I went into my local Sam's on Friday to get chicken. I had to cook chicken for my aunt that lives in Pittsburgh. Some of you guys knew I traveled out to Pittsburgh and then eventually to Canton, Ohio. I was taking some arcade cabinets out there, and I went I went in, and my gosh, to Sam's, and I got these. I was looking at the chicken, and I always look at all of the meats all around. I got the chicken, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's a brisket. Hold up. I look at it, I'm like, yo, that's a prime brisket. Hold up. Wait, what is this? Like, what sorcery is this? And I picked up one. Let's put it that way. All right, so let's help Wallace out all together. Wallace says, I want to cook chicken and ribs on my charcoal grill. Should I use direct or indirect heat? and which side of the meat be on. Chimney is on the left, and there's one side vent on the right. He says, hashtag barbecue newbie. So if I were you in this particular situation and I have my heat source on this side and my chimney on the other, what happens is my heat and my smoke are going to run this way to run out the chimney. I will put my chicken here and my ribs here. The chicken is going to be more of a direct cooked thing, and the ribs should be an indirect cooked thing. The ribs, you want to cook them slow and low so they have the opportunity for those the muscles to relax, for the collagen and everything like that to seep out of the meat. So you really want to cook them low and slow for those meats to break down. The chicken doesn't care. You can cook chicken at just as long as you take it off when it hits the right temperature. Jay, welcome back, sir. Yes, exactly. Chuck, hold up. Say it again. You're absolutely correct, Chuck. No. Hey, Eric, be easy. Jesse, man, that's what's up, man. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Tonight was rather different. I usually try to talk about a specific topic for about the first hour. And then the second hour, it's pretty much, it is what it is. By the second hour, I'm usually 3 sheets to the wind, and we just talk about whatever. Tinfoil wrap on charcoal. So, all right, Jay, I see you uploading the video. Yes, dog. All right, let's see here. Is there a better way to cook salmon without a tinfoil wrap on charcoal? Shiloh store. Gosh, man. Hey, East Coast Tony, thank you so very much for hanging out. Indirect heat is going to be the better way to cook something. If you cook something in foil, like the only time I really use foil is if I'm cooking fish and it's so that the fish doesn't stick to the grate. I don't actually do a lot of tenting of fish in foil. The only tenting I do, so like wrapping things up and putting it in a tent, would be for salmon. Other than that, everything else just sits on top of foil. And I've showed you guys in a video or two where I use the foil so as a transportation method. It's just easier to pick up the piece of fish. So that's my take on foil. No problem, Wallace. Jesse, holy cow, man. Sorry to hear that. But you know what? I tell you, I did barbecue full time for 1.5 years. I got laid off and I knew it was coming, and there were a lot of people who were worried about it. And I was like this, like, I'm ready. Hurry up, give me my severance package and let me go. Because I had enough money to take care of some of the like essential things I needed. And then my barbecue business, it was self-sustaining. I told someone the other day, they were talking about how to get started and how to get your name out there and how. And my response was, you cook some stuff, you give some stuff away. Once you get to the point where people were asking you how much you would charge to do this regularly, if they're asking, then the meat, your food, your cooking should take care of everything else. It's just that simple to me, because that's how it worked for me. Night, Tony. Oh no, okay. Permits, licenses, food safe service, all that jazz. All right, Jesse. Here's a tough pill. All right, now I want you to understand. See the color of the shirt? there's a gray area. You have to be careful, and I'm not trying to tell you to break any laws or anything like that, but there comes a point where if you are self-employed, if you're in business for yourself, and if you're doing something like barbecue, you're going to have to cook as a, let's quote unquote, favor for folks, okay, before you can start cooking and selling food to the public. You need to build your name, you need to build your reputation, you need to build your client base by doing favors for folks. Once you do enough favors for folks and you start trying to sell food to the public, that's when you start take that next level. Take it to the next level. Thank you, Richard, man. I appreciate it. Gosh. Tyler, my big cut. You know what? I'm gonna do a video on. I did a video on a cutting board, cause I have a big plastic cutting board and I maintain it pretty well, and I know it was one of those things that people have asked about in the past. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that, Jack. Tell Betty, she has my condolences. That is always a hard thing. No parent should have to put down a child. Let's put it that way. Tyler, so I won't say I take it a step further, but I have a cutting board that I use for raw meat. I have a cutting board that I use for, and I'll take that back. I don't. I have one that I use for veggies, and I have one that I use for meat primarily. So I mean, color coding cutting boards. Gosh, say that 30 times fast. But yeah, it's a good way. Pretty much, Jesse. Definitely. I won't say I'm never done, but so let's say I had an event I was cooking for. Um, the event was sponsored by someone, and then they had people they brought in, and I was cooking for them, not as a favor, but it was an agreement I had with that particular person. I was never vending to the public for the most part. I have sold some things to the public a time or two, and there's definitely been times where I came close. There's been the one time in particular where I came close. I had an event for a credit union, and the county public, the county health inspector came out, and the good thing is I knew my stuff. I knew what I needed to say, and it got me a long way. But I mean, dude, I was reduced to warming food up in a microwave because it had dropped 5 degrees below the acceptable transportation temperature. I mean, I've talked about that story in the past, but it was one of those things, man. Sometimes you live and you learn. Uh, Jesse, man, that just yeah. No problem, man. Kirk, get me drunk again. How about that? Give me some more cornbread, man. That cornbread was good. It was good. My friends that were in the house down there at the beach, man, we thoroughly enjoyed that cornbread, and I ended up taking some. Um, we had the cornbread all weekend long. It was really good. Um, Jay, man, get some stuff out there, and I have no problem talking about your channel, your videos, and things like that. But here's the thing: You put videos out there, you put content out there, it has to be good. So far, so good though. Brian, man, good. Thank you very much for hanging out. I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate you hanging out. Definitely agree, Jay. Baby steps, as Eric said. Tyler, I'm looking forward to it. Bumpy, man. We usually I'm done in 2 hours. You got 4 minutes to spare. uh, Kirk, man, I tell you, last time you had one of your shindigs, I had an event. So it was one of those things where I wish I could have come down there. One of the other things too, you got to keep in mind that you are 3 hours away, 2.5, 3 hours away. So it is just not just a hop, skip, and a jump. But you let me know when it is, and at least I will come down there. And we can go from there. Uh, Jay, man, you're doing so far so good, man. For what you're working with, good for it. Short videos, get get to the point where people will withstand watching a 20 to 25-minute video. Your first video can't be 30 minutes long. You're going to turn people off. You're going to bore folks. You have to build up for that. You have to earn that. Uh, Jesse, I tell you from experience, if your food is good enough, it'll take care of you. Definitely. I worked for seriously a year and a half by cooking barbecue. I had enough money for me to pay for daycare. I had enough money to put fuel in my car. I had enough money to pay my cell phone bill. I had enough money to pay. Now, did I have enough money every single month? No. No. But did I have a ebb and flow month? So when it ebbed and I'm like, yo, just hey, please don't cut off my cell phone. Yes, I'm going to set a promise to pay for 15 days from now because I know I have a catering event. That might be the case. And I could tell y'all some stories, man, of robbing Peter to pay Paul, watching, I mean, there were times when at the end of the week, after paying for daycare, after putting fuel in my car, after paying the easy pass to go in and through the tunnel so I could take my kids to school, I could have $20 in my pocket. $20. Man. Mm. Logo on website. Me, I'm not interested in Kirk. I have the logo I've had from a guy that I worked with 5 or 6 years ago. I told him what I wanted, and he drew it up. He and I have lost contact, unfortunately. As far as the website, I kind of figured that out also around the same time, 5 years ago in 2014. I went on to, it might have been GoDaddy, and I bought the website, and then I did a WordPress. So if you look at my website is still a WordPress website. The URL, the domain, points to that WordPress website. So my website, the content has not cost me anything, but the domain name is what you pay for. But what you put on the website, depending on where you go, it doesn't cost you anything. And it's not very difficult. Trust me, if I figured it out, Kirk, you can figure it out. Yeah. Do you have a Loki 12FX says, where do you source your meats, and or do you have a deal with local butchers to get it close to cost? No, I don't. The one thing I found is going to a butcher is going to cost you probably twice as much as you can afford to pay. Problem is when you pay twice as much for meat than you can afford to pay, you have to pass those costs along to your customer. Your customer is not going to pay what that meat is actually worth, and they're not going to pay you for your time. They're not going to pay you for some profit, and they're definitely not going to pay you for what the meat costs. So when you get meat from a butcher and you have to pass those costs along to your customer, you're not going to have customers for very long. I get my chicken primarily from Sam's Club. The Sam's Club, I can get things in individual packs, individual, let's say 5 to 7 pound packs, as opposed to going to Restaurant Depot for chicken. And you can't just get a unit of chicken, you have to get a case. And most of the time the cases are 40 pounds. So if I'm doing a cook and I need 2 pounds of chicken, it's not conducive for me to go to the Restaurant Depot to buy chicken. It's better for my pocket if I go to Sam's Club and get chicken. Also, I have Costco currently. I got a Costco membership right around Thanksgiving, and so far I haven't gotten chicken from Costco. The Costco that's nearest to me is 2 or 3 times, or 2 or 3 times as far away as the Sam's is. So I go to Sam's way more often than I do Costco. And then as far as beef and pork, I get those from the Restaurant Depot. So Chandler says, if anyone here needs a website, Wix.com is his favorite builder. Use the SEO tools and in it to be ranked locally for the barbecue restaurant. So I have used Wix. The problem with Wix, in my opinion, is it's kind of expensive depending on what you're trying to do. I have a web store set up. My BRBQUE.com web store is set up through Wix. It cost me $20 a month. Not very happy with it. But then again, I also, shameless plug, if you want to purchase some stickers or one of the shirts that I have, a couple shirts left, you can go out to BRBQUE.com and go from there. I'll send you some stickers. Also, donations on the live stream are more than welcome, and they help me. They help the channel. They help me to buy different things as far as meats and foods and stuff. Like tonight, I told you guys that I bought, that I did some Beyond Meat sausage. Yo, I had 8 sausage. Those 8 sausage cost me almost $20. They were $9 per pack. Each pack had 4 sausage. Tax on, it was almost $20 for 8 sausage. I mean, yeah, I won't say it was an experiment, but it was definitely an experience for me cooking. But yeah. Oh man, everybody with the deer. Oh. Smokehouse, man, you're absolutely right. Oh my gosh. Deer, I don't want to mess the deer up. The guy that gave me the deer that I have, he pretty much was like, I won't say he scared me, but you know how you put the fear of God in somebody? So I want to make sure I do it correctly. The BJs I have, again, are not close to me, so it's like driving out of the way just to get the BJs. Hey, Jack, thank you very much, man. No problem, Jack. Thank you very much again, and so sorry to hear of Betty. Betty, sorry for your loss. No, not Beyonce. It's Beyond Meat. Chandler, what's your Instagram? Hit me up on a direct message. I have a friend that does, website stuff. He's the guy that actually helped me with my. He helped me with my, I won't say original intro, but the intro that everybody loves so much, and I kind of like piggybacked off of recently. So I have a guy for website stuff, but I'm always looking for help. Definitely, I try not to turn stuff down. Chicken. No problem. Venison stroganoff. That sounds interesting. Hey, I guess we're still talking, and I don't have to get up in the morning. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Ooh. All right. So, can y'all see my hands are still wet? I eat clean. I wash my hands. Beef stroganoff. It is not a 20-minute break. I have to walk to where the bathroom is, and I have to move the kids' shoes in a way so I don't kill myself. So let's see. Dory, excuse me, Shaw. So in my FAQ, I have a playlist of frequently asked questions. Starting out is one of those questions that I answered in the FAQ, just to not take away from the live stream. So as far as tips I have for folks trying to start out, and I mentioned this just a few minutes ago, is start out by giving food to your friends. You'll get to the point where people will start asking you to cook for them. Once you get folks to cook, once you get people that ask you to cook for them and they're willing to pay, you then have them on the hook. Once you have them on the hook, the food should start taking care of itself. If the food is good enough, if your food is good enough, then folks will pay you to cook for them, and that's it. You're set. At that point, you just have to kind of get your name out there. So you ask people point blank, hey, like when I used to drop food off of people's houses, I used to say, hey, if you like what you have, do me a solid, take a picture of it before you eat it all and post it back to Instagram for me. Tell someone else about it. That'd be great. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, nice. Gravy. Sorry, guys. Do you have any suggestions? Devin, I do not. I was lucky enough to find Kirk, the guy in Front Royal, Virginia. He built the first smoker. He built my first big smoker, Bessie, and he and I became fast friends. And anytime he had something that he was trying to, move, but trying to get rid of, or or like I would just hit him up because he and I would talk often and regularly. So I would see what he was working on, and I would just tell him, I'm like, look, hey, if that thing ever goes for sale, let me know first. And I bought three of his smokers. So I like this work. So unfortunately, I can't. I'm not a good judge of, hey, what kind of vertical smoker should you have, because I have all home built smokers. All right, so Loki says, when it comes to catering, how you price the size? Also, do you do it from scratch? Or you buy them already made? I can tell you, I buy some of my sides already made and I doctor them up. As far as charging, I try to have a similar structure, again, that is found in the FAQ videos. I've answered a lot of these questions in the live streams in the past, so that's why I'm not trying to answer them now. Head out to the playlist, or when we're done, in the playlist, there is a video on how to charge or what to charge. So, but some sides though, you can't charge $30 for a pan of green beans. It's just not going to work out. So you have to figure out what's going to work for you, what's going to work for your clientele, and what's going to work in your area, which is also important. I can charge something a little bit higher than someone who lives somewhere else can charge. I also can charge a little bit more because I'm doing this a little bit longer. So give out pricing or pricing information necessarily, because I don't want to set you up for failure. And I've also talked about that in videos in the past before. Joey says his town has horrible barbecue. His food is good. He's catered a few weddings and what? And Tyler says some sides are more cost effective to buy outright, and sometimes you can charge more to make homemade sides. Absolutely correct. I know for sure. I try to stay in my own lane, and the primary focus of what I do is the proteins, is the meats. I can get some sides and I can doctor the sides up, and I'm not charging my. All right, so what I did was a few weeks ago, I put my phone into a do not disturb mode between like 10 of 9 and 11:15, because I knew that I would be doing these live streams. Excuse me, and my time was up. So what happens is I get a flood of notifications. Anyway, sorry about that. GFS Marketplaces. Questa J, man, take care of yourself. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Hopefully, you're feeling better. Oh my gosh, Joey, it's hard to say where you begin. So an insulated smoker, yes, indeed, is very good, but I found that the insulated smokers don't breathe as well as my non-insulated smoker. There are some quirks and there are some things. Sorry. So I was telling a friend, I saw a friend of mine today in the market, and I told her about the live stream, and I said, hey, I would get to drinking or get to talking, and I said usually I'm yawning. I said tonight might be a short. It could be a short video because I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I just could not go back to sleep. This morning I woke up at 3 o'clock, and yeah, so of course me talking about it is making me yawn more. So yeah, so insulated smoker is good, but it can be trouble. Let's put it that way. Boyer was a good vertical smoker. I don't know if you guys who love theirs. All right. Tyler, absolutely correct. Coleslaw, you can buy coleslaw way cheaper than you can make it. Point blank. The problem is, in your mission, you have to find the right coleslaw. Not all coleslaw is made equally. Devrone, you must definitely be new here. I don't talk about the rubs that I use on my meats for customers at all. Sorry. I have to keep some things to myself. No. Tyler's right. Tyler sent me some seasoning from him. Now, if I'm cooking for my family, I'll tell you sometimes what I'm using. I can't guarantee that I'm going to tell you every single time what I'm using, just because there's some things that are too close to what I'm cooking. But Tyler's seasoning, I really like it. Like, the only I won't say the only thing, but the only modification I did was I added a little bit more salt. I put some salt on the meat prior to using his seasoning. Money. Definitely. I've used Tyler's seasoning in at least 3 videos, and I've used Tyler's seasoning off camera another time or 2. Tyler, thank you so very much again. Kirk, do tell. Tyler, but here's the thing. You're not going to please everybody. And if you have a balanced bit of salt and your seasoning is solid, like it's solid, my preference is just a little more salt. That's all. And there are plenty of times where you've seen videos where I over salt stuff because I underestimate the amount of salt that's in certain things. Joey, thank you very much for hanging out. Tyler, I would much rather add salt to something than have to try and add something else to hide the amount of salt that's in whatever I use. Kurt, you don't want to know what's in my brisket. You don't want to know. How bad do you want to know what's in my brisket, bro? What's on my brisket? Tell me, how bad? I'm waiting. I'll wait. I'll listen. Waiting for the comment. How bad? I have a coleslaw plug, man. I know where to get it. Eric, I'm sure John would appreciate that comment. I'm sure John would appreciate that comment. Tyler, I'm telling you, I felt bad telling you that I wanted a little more salt because I thought it was just me. I'm glad to hear that other folks will like a little more salt too, because that means that hopefully you're getting that you have like a level set. So you have your level set here, and then okay, add a little more salt, and then we can take it here, and then the masses will like it a little bit more. Smokehouse barbecue, I don't like to over pepper anything, only because again my kids can be picky. Have you seen my videos? My kids definitely let me know what they like and what they don't. Sometimes they try to put on a good face, but they tell me what they like and what they don't. And I'm like, listen, if you don't like it, just tell me you don't like it. It's okay. I definitely understand. Kirk, we'll see. Tyler, man, I know better. See, just because a brisket was seasoned a certain way doesn't mean that it has to be continued to be seasoned that way. Wallace, in order to try to take away the saltiness, you're going to have to add extra things to reduce the amount of salt by volume or the percentage of salt in a seasoning. It's like adding liquor to a drink. You ever pour too much liquor to a drink, and then so you want to do like a 50, so let's say like a 50-50 mix of something, and you pour 75, well, there's too much liquor in it. You can't get rid of the liquor. You can't dilute the liquor. You have to remove the liquor or put it into a bigger vessel. So what ends up happening is you have to pour some off, and that some is just going to wait for another vessel, another container. Then you have to fix this one to get the percentage back down lower. Excuse me, 50%. Hopefully that analogy made sense. But that's the easiest way, I think. Daron, you can ask all you want, but there's some things I'm just not going to tell you. Sorry. It's not that I don't. It's not for a lack of trying. It's for a lack of... It's not even a lack. The whole thing is this. It took me 7 years to get my brisket right. The seasoning, I don't tell you guys what I season everything with because the seasoning is subjective. I will help you cook your meat better. I'm not going to help you season your meat better because your seasoning is your seasoning. My seasoning is my seasoning. Now, as far as cooking it, I don't have a problem helping you cook something better. I do have a problem with giving you my seasoning and telling you how to cook it better. I can't give you everything, man. I can't give you everything. Yeah, man, smokehouse shoot. I ain't no. You see the hair on my face? There's a little bit of hair on my chin down there too. On my chest rather. Yep. And I don't shy away, man. I like. I'll tell you guys who are around, been around a while, y'all know I like corn whiskey, and I like 100 proof corn whiskey that I can mix with something else. Tyler, yeah, I don't inject anything as well. I've told you guys before, I'm a keep it simple type guy or a KISS method barbecuer. Keep it simple, stupid is my methodology. Usually 2 to 3 parts as far as a rub, And then I put it on the smoke, man. I don't spritz, I don't spray, I don't turn for the most part, I don't flip, I don't, none of that stuff. Put it in the smoker, leave it alone, tend the fire. Done, done, and done. And Tyler, there's just one, and it's not actually a camera, it's my phone. Um, you know, you know how I talked about how you get better at barbecue by practice? You get better at drinking by practice too. No butter. I will wrap. There's my cat sneezing. Cadbury, you alright over there? I don't do butter for the most part. Like even with ribs, nah, I'm not a big sweet. I'm more of savory. But the only wrapping I'll do is in aluminum foil pans, and it's just because I found that you wrap something in aluminum foil, and you can risk puncturing the aluminum foil, and then you lose all your juices you're trying to capture. When you put stuff in aluminum pans, the catering pans, and then cover with aluminum foil, the likelihood of you losing those juices goes down. And here's the next thing: it's easier to transport if you have it in a catering pan, be it a half pan or a full pan, than it is straight aluminum foil. Yep. So I've never actually used butcher paper. So it's, I mean, I know where I can get some from. It's just never been my thing. I'd rather put it in an aluminum pan where I can capture those juices and save them for later. Uh, Clean six. So, okay, now, all right. So 6'8". He says, when I smoke my chicken, I get a nasty, heavy smoke taste. What are you doing wrong? Your fire is definitely burning dirty. Um, it's counterintuitive, but when you're smoking meat, you do not want to see smoke. I know. I'm gonna say it again. It's counterintuitive, but when you are smoking meat, especially chicken, because chicken is very sensitive to smoke. You do not want to see smoke. If you see thick, heavy white smoke, you're either not waiting long enough for the volatile smoke to burn off from your wood, or you're adding too much wood, or you just have a straight dirty fire. The dirty fire will produce that thick, white, heavy smoke. Uh, I watched one episode. You put water in a big pit. Yep, I do. I put water in that smoker down. The Rhone. Yep. If it's not wet, it's just not burning clean, which means you're not getting enough air. The problem though is when you introduce more air, your fire is going to get bigger, which means the temperature in your smoker is going to get bigger. Again, another one of these counterintuitive points or facts. When you reduce the amount of air into your smoker, your fire is going to burn dirty. So you have to burn off some of those volatile fumes, the volatile bits. So that's why I'm saying you sometimes have to wait before you put your food in your smoker. Yeah. Um, yeah, unseasoned wood smokes just fine. The problem though is when it's wet, it doesn't burn as efficiently. When it's green or it's not seasoned, it's not dried out, it doesn't burn the same way that wood that is burned, wood that is dried out does. That being said, you can't treat them the same way. You can't use them the same way, and that's how you're going to get dirty fires. So, all right, I think 2.5 hours. I think I need to call it. So thank you guys so very much again for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. So thank you again. Cheers for sure. Y'all know I'm all about that. I'm not top. Loki, deuces. Give it a minute or two. I say bye to y'all, and I'm going to bed. No problem, Wallace. Good luck, man. Definitely best of luck. I appreciate you hanging out. Thank you so very much. Smokehouse, ears to you too. I'm going to put some more ice in my cup and get some of this iced tea. So my grandmother used to make sweet tea, and my grandmother's sweet tea is way better than mine. But there's nothing like fresh sweet tea. Tyler, I can't say thanks enough, man. Like, I appreciate what you sending some stuff. Smoking dreams. Yes, sir. I do see what you did there. Hey, be easy, Kurt. Have a good one. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button on the way out. I'd greatly appreciate it. 4J, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you, man. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, video goes live tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern.